What's up guys, Fury here, and this is my Guardian Druid guide, and I'll go through the basics and how to tank efficiently and to take as little damage as possible while tanking. When you spec into Guardian, you get these moves. You get Mangling in Feral as well, but Mangle is your main move to generate rage. Generates 5 rage, and you want to use it as much as possible. And it's got a 6-second cooldown, but then you have another move called Lacerate, and I'll use it now. And Lacerate stacks up to 3 times. It makes the target bleed. So every time it hits, you have a chance to refresh the cooldown of Mangle. So you can use it more often, get more rage, and your auto attack crits also generate 15 rage, and your auto attacks generate a little bit of rage as well. And you also have enrage, which generates 20 and then 10 over 10 seconds. And you want to use these moves to generate as much rage as possible, because of the next moves I'm going to go through, which are Frenzy Regeneration and Savage Defense. And these are your main moves to stay alive. You want to use them depending on the situation. Savage Defense will be the main one, but because it basically it costs 60 rage, and what it does is it increases your dodge by 45%. So you want to use it just pretty much like all the time. If you're being hit by physical damage, at least you'll want to keep that up, because that'll the more dodge, the more chance you have of dodging those physical attacks. And it just lowers your overall damage intake or whatever. But then you have another move, which is Frenzy Regeneration, and this move you use, well, let's say you're taking damage, you could use Savage Defense, and you can also use Frenzy Regeneration to get a bit of healing. You can use it. It uses up to 60 rage, so you can use it below 60, at 60, but no, the more rage you have, the more it's going to heal. But this is very good for magical damage, because you can't dodge magical damage, so you want to use this move instead of Savage Defense. But it also helps with physical damage. You can just use it. I wasn't used to do it anyway. You can just use it whenever you're taking damage, and it'll just help the healer. I remember one of the fights I was doing about 30k healing per second on I think it was Elegon in Morgushan Vault, it was, but yeah, so it's like quite a lot of healing. I mean, it's kind of like a Blood DK, except not as good, but yeah, it's kind of similar. I'll go through I'll go through some of these other moves you have. You have well, I'll just go through this one. Thick Hide, and it increases the armor bonus, and it reduces all damage taken, or magical damage. And this is just basically a tank thing. It's passive, so you don't need to really worry about it. But it's it's what makes you be able to tank, I guess. And then you also have your Mastery, which increases your armor. And I don't have much, but I'll go through stats in a minute. First of all, I'll go through the talents. I picked Wild Charge on the first throw, because it's just like Feral Charge was before Mists. And I also have Renewal. I prefer Renewal over Nature Swiftness, because it's a bit of a bigger heal. Fully buffed, I heal just under 200k with it. And it's got only a 2-minute cooldown. It's really helpful. But this also heals just around 100k, and it's got a minute cooldown. So it heals around the same, and you can heal other people, and you can also use it on Rebirth and whatever. But I don't know, I just like Renewal more. And again, you have your CC tier, and just pick them depending on the fight. I pick Half Wild, because you can use Rejuvenation while in your form, so it helps out healing a lot. 33k ticks that's amazing. But it has a big cooldown as well, so it's kind of the downside. But out of the other two, that one's probably the best to use. And you can also use Trank, and you help out with the healing a lot. So you get 70k crits and 35k non-crits and that's unbuffed as well. So that's helpful in certain boss fights or whatever. But the main talent is the Incarnation. What this does is it reduces all cooldowns of all the abilities. I'll go in birth form of these of these abilities to 1.5 seconds. Which is basically for you can generate rage a lot quicker, but you can also hold aggro a lot easier because you have thrash and you have swipe, and what swipe does, it just does damage, and it does more damage on bleeding targets, and thrash hits everybody around you, and it also has it also makes them bleed. It's kind of like lacerate, so it's kind of like a multi lacerate. It also has a chance to reset the cooldown of mangle. So if you have those on your target, you're gonna get them procs a lot. So you see, it's coming off cooldown, but it came off cooldown then. And then swipes doing a lot of damage. You also have maul, which it's kind of like your rage dump. If you got too much rage and you're not taking too much damage, it's good to use. Except you probably want to save the rage for these moves. Although in the next patch I read something about it, and they're making it better. They're making it, I can't remember exactly, but they're making it more useful for tanking. You also have, now I'll go through the cooldowns. You have these three here and bark skin. So you have renewal. I already went through renewal, but you have mighty Versock, which increases your maximum HP, which is it's like a last stand basically, on 785k. I'm around, I don't know, just 800k buffed, I don't know, something like that. You have your shield wall, well, in survival instincts, it's reduce all damage take by 50%, and bark skin, which is all damage, reduces all damage taken by 20%. Now there's one you want to use when you're taking a lot of damage, like so that's like, yeah, oh shit cooldown sort of thing. But bark skin, it's only got a 1 minute cooldown. Who's talking? Anyway, and you could use this whenever. Just use it when it comes off cooldown. It's because it's short cooldown. It's just there. It helps out. You can use it at the start of pulls. While you gain, you can charge in, gain your rage. So to use savage defense, so you don't take too much damage while building up the rage. So yeah, that's like, and you can use it if just to help out during the fight. You just use it when it comes off cooldown. Pretty much, that's what I usually do anyway. I guess you could save it for times where you might need it, but it's only 20%, so it's not like amazing, but it just helps out. And you'll see on savage defense you got three like uses of it. It lasts 6 seconds, which you might think, well, how are you supposed to get that much rage? Again, another 6 seconds to keep it up. Well, it's actually not that hard once you like, if you start, because you also have Berserk, which gives Mangle no cooldown. So if say you start with Berserk to get aggro, and then you use that, so you still got 40 rage, and then when it has a couple of seconds left, use it again. But what you always want to do is you always want to make sure you have one use left, so that if you need to use it, you can get it up in time. But if you do it right, you can practically have it up 100% of the time. If you use it as it comes off cooldown, or just before, like if you'll use it like just before there's like if you use it under 6 seconds left of its cooldown, then you'll have another charge before your one runs out, so you can keep it up all the time. And I'll go through my personal glyphs to use. There's not many for tanking. I don't like hardly any of these for tanking, because Maul now hits an additional target, which is not useful since I don't use Maul a lot. I choose to use Glyph of Mighty Versock because that 30% I don't think it's that much, but 50% is quite nice. So, and I mean, yeah, it increases the cooldown, but I like that. I like that glyph, and then stampeding roar, so everyone gets hit by it. But I don't know. I think they should add some more glyphs for tanking, at least another one, isn't it? They do have frenzied regeneration, but I don't think that's as good. So yeah, I'll go. So there's not any. Ooh, actually, I'll go for symbiosis for Guardian. Personally, there's not many. I don't think they're that good moves you can get from other classes, but I do like blood DKs and just DKs and monks, because you can get elusive brew, which is just more dodge, and you can also get bone shield, which is just passive, less damage when you have it up, and I think that's quite nice. So if you ever have one of them in your group, I'd probably say put it on them and use those moves. I'll go through the stat priority now. I guess there's different kind of like ways you can go about it, but I like to have the hit cap and the expertise cap as I'm hit capped and I'm almost expertise cap. Well, I'm almost soft expertise cap, but like you don't need to worry about getting cap too much. It just helps with rage regeneration. So you can get more rage and then you can use more savage defense or whatever. And then your best stat at the moment is crit, because mastery and dodge, like per rating, don't give that much like percent. So what you want to do is get crit, so that your melee attacks crit and you get more rage and you can use savage defense more, which then puts your dodge up to, well, it'll put mine to like 50%, which is quite, this is, you know, it's like you dodge half the attacks, which is quite nice. And mastery at the moment, it doesn't really go up that much per rating, so you like you see I've got 1500 rating and it only goes up by 3%, so let's see how much crit I got. I got 5,000 crit, so let's say I had 5,000 mastery, that would be, we'll times it by 3, or it'd be almost 10% more armor, and I already have 80k armor when I'm in there, so 20% more wouldn't be, well, take the 13%, it wouldn't be that much more, it'd be like, it wouldn't even be 100k armor, so yeah, crit is the best. You get increased crit when you go in birth form, so you got all that crit, and then, well, actually I've not really seen many crits at, like, while I've been here, but you also get buffs in raid which give you agility and whatever, which is more crit again, so yeah. And also when you're gemming, you probably want to go for, well, for red sockets you want to go for expertise and crit, for blue sockets crit and stamina, and just yellow sockets you want to go pure crit, at least that's what I like to do. And you have your stamina and armor increase meta gem. There's also, you know, you have certain enchants and you can get agility ones, like the shoulder enchant for example. You can get either the agility one or stamina. I don't know, the agility one probably better for the crit, but I just like having the stamina, and same with my, because I got level working, same with my wrist enchant, probably better to use the agility one, but I don't know, I like the HP, and I kind of have low HP, but it's because I don't have much gear for this spec, but yeah, although I do have 2 stamina trinkets. Alright, so I've gone through pretty much everything there is need to know about Guardian Druids. I will do a gameplay video and I'll do a dungeon and go through how to tackle each situation depending on the damage you're taking and whatnot. So yeah, that'll be the next video, and also after this guide there'll be a Feral Druid guide eventually. I haven't played Feral in a while, but I used to play it a lot, so I could probably do one of them soon. I'm going to try and get some trinkets for that spec, so then I can test out DPS and then, you know, whatever. But if you like the guide, leave a like and all that stuff, and I'll see you next video. Yeah.